Hello. Oh, good morning, guys. It's about, I'd say 3 a.m. In today's podcast, today's Knowledge Drip, we're going to be doing it at 3 a.m. The reason is because the other day we went over the devil. We went over how to outwit the devil. We went over how to be with the devil, what the devil's plan was. So here I am at 3 a.m. in the morning, testing this to see if my thoughts, my actions, and my courage can overcome these powerful demon thoughts. It's 3 a.m. So why not check it out? Why not try it out? I was listening to the other knowledge drips this morning. Actually, I went back and listened to one of them just to see what I was sounding like, and I wanted to go over something. As this dope ass music plays, this satanic ritual, I'm calling to the devil. I'm calling to him. I want to see what he's got for me. I want to see what's available in store for me. It's trying out new things, guys. It's trying out Mountain Dew when you normally drink water. It's trying out a different type of person than you're used to. It's just trying it out. And we're going through everything as this dope music plays in the fucking background. We're going to be hitting it hard today. This knowledge drip today is going to be enlightening for a lot of us here this morning. But first I wanted to get into some things, some of our sponsors today. And a lot of the people wanted me to go over the sponsors of the bees. But I don't want to go over the sponsors of the bees, mostly because I know that the honeybee is a great and powerful sponsor, and we have done the honeybee in the past. But today's knowledge drip sponsor is going to be, I don't even know yet. We haven't even decided yet. There's been nothing that has awakened in my mind yet this early in the morning to see what our sponsor could be. But there is something that I definitely need to go over with you guys. Something that I need to tell you. And this thing that I need to allow you to know and allow you to formulate opinion and to do some things. I'm telling you, life is good. How could it be anything else? But first, we need to go over some stuff before we jump into our sponsors. We have been going through this podcast for a long time, and there's a lot of listeners here. And it's time for me to start getting paid, I believe. Yes, I don't believe anymore. I know this to be manifestation of my thoughts and my actions. It's time. So, there's an easy way to support this great knowledge drip we have here. And the best way to support this knowledge drip is to download. Actually, you can download the Podbean app. I don't know if you have it. I don't know where you listen to it. I know you guys listen to it all over the place. But on the Podbean app, if you have it, there's actually a little button when you click on this podcast that allows you to listen to my voice, allows you to listen to your own thoughts, allows you to build your dreams here at 3 a.m. with the devil music in the background, playing it hard to see if you can call him out, see if you can trick the devil into your submission, or will the devil trick your submission. But there's a way that you can support this podcast. If you click on the Podbean app, if you can click on that Podbean app, you can support this knowledge drip. On the right side, you're going to see a little thing that says reward. Yeah, go ahead and you can go ahead and click that reward button. It's simple, it's easy. And you can give up that $34 a month, or you can give up, I think the other one was something else. But there's two different options there. And you can go ahead and donate to the show, and you can start doing that today. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm going to do, man. I've been doing all this writing. I've been thinking. I've been doing all this writing for you guys, giving you the knowledge. Go ahead, man. Don't be afraid to share some of your wealth with me. It's not going to hurt you to be the root system. It's not going to hurt you to nourish the root system. Nourish the root that's giving you some of these ideas that you haven't heard before, some of these different ways of thinking and being, some of these different ideas of here at 3 a.m. as the devil is called. And today it's all about patience. And it's all about desirable and all about being your best self. And how can one become its best self without the ideas, without the thoughts, without the patterns of believing? And I don't even want to say believing anymore. I want to get rid of that word believing out of my vocabulary, to be honest with you. And I want to go over to a different word. Maybe it's a word of manifestation. A word that is to be delivered. And I like being able to deliver the message of the manifestation of my mind, the manifestation of my heart. And as we do that, I wanted to get into some quick meditation stuff. We're at 5 a.m. We're at 5 minutes into this. Woohoo, I like this. We're calling them out. We're calling out the devil. We're seeing what type of person we can get out of here. Seeing if we can outwit the devil. 3 a.m. But I wanted to go over something with you guys today. Something I've been practicing lately. As I have been out on the job working and living my life, trying to make that money so I can continue to pay my bills. That's why I need you guys to support this podcast. And it doesn't hurt me, and I'm not embarrassed to ask for support. You can sign up, man. You really can. But before we do that, before you guys sign up, actually, you can sign up right now. I don't care. Go ahead, sign up. As you sign up, I'm going to go over some instructions for a walking meditation as you support your favorite knowledge drip. But here we go for instructions for a walking meditation. Softly focus, gaze on the ground / floor about 2 to 3 feet ahead of you. Gently fold hands together at around the level of your navel, or allow your arms to remain comfortably at your sides. Begin walking quiet, slowly, and continuously. No stopping between steps. Keep attention focused on the sensations you can feel in the soles of your feet. This is an attentional anchor, just as the breath sensations are the anchor during sitting meditations. Choose a turnaround point about 15 to 20 yards away. When you reach that point, stop. Then take a deep breath and lift your gaze to all your surroundings. Carefully notice what you can see, hear, and feel. After about 30 seconds or so, slowly turn around and resume walking meditation to your starting point. Repeat this duration of time you have planned for this meditation session. So I don't know if you guys heard that, but you need to just choose a turning point. Even here in your walking meditation, it says right there, you need to have a definite chief aim. And now does it come out and directly say that you need to have a definite chief aim? No, but it does say pick a point that's about 15 to 20 yards in front of you. And 15 to 20 yards in front of you would be a definite chief aim of where you want to go. A definite chief aim of where you want to be. As in this knowledge drip. I'm going to try slowing it down a little bit. We're going to breathe a little bit. We're going to moisten our tongue with the thoughts of unfear. We're going to get rid of this fear shit we've been going through and start believing, not even believing, as I said, I'm trying to get rid of that word, but manifestation. We're going to be manifesting our mind's powers. We're going to be manifesting our truth unto us, and it will take some time. And it's going to take some time to start truly in the know, to know truth that you can manifest your destination. But before I do that, we're at the 8 minute and 32 minute mark. As you can tell, I'm probably having a little hard time trying to talk. You know why? It's because I didn't drink no water. So, like the root systems, our root systems need water in order to continue to plenish. Our root systems need, and God we trust, to be our partnership in life. And I don't know where I'm going with this because I need some damn water. So give me 1 second, give me 2 seconds, give me a couple seconds, and you can take your life and use your meditation as you spiral down onto your thoughts and onto your blessings of life. So go ahead and take a couple seconds while I grab some water and just hang out. Oh, that water. Oh, and as we get over, I want to go over some writings here. I want to go over some writings of the treasure of breath. We've already been over this many times, but it's about being the character. We had written that the character. We went over this a few days ago about the characters that we create in our life. And I wanted to go over it again Only because that the treasure of our breath will make us all a little bit different in the things that we need to do with our time. So let's go ahead and go over this treasure of breath. Do we create the characters that are in our reality? And if so, do we realize their purpose of why we created them? Allow listeners to tell own thoughts. Go ahead and you can tell your own thoughts, guys. You can tell your own thoughts, whatever you want to tell me, and you can do that. The subconscious blade of life. Is it possible for our brain to use the vibration of extreme light? How is it possible to use the extreme light? Light to beam the ever power of life. The all so easy way of life will unlock a power that be created. We have jumped our spiritual and infinite intelligence around our brains and have enlightened the unfolding of possibilities. So the question of do we create the characters? This is a very simple answer for me. I am on the thought that we do not create the characters, but that infinite intelligence that is builds and molds the desire that we are in need of, the patternation of our each breath and thought will allow you to understand what is needed through our life. The characters outside of you, the characters that you cannot control, will still be made for any of the opportunities that you want to address. I'm talking about true success of life, which is the thought of your own human becoming. For if it is true that what you hold in your head will be easily attainable, the master of your fate shall put anything that you persistently hold in your mind into the opportunity for the characters to come through birth, tragedy, happiness, sickness, and death, and many countless opportunities to one day show themselves unto you at the extreme light that sits still behind your eyes. Action and reward, action and desire. I really like that. Desire and likable persistence toward the object of life's characters. For the infinite intelligence will create your thoughts, for only the brave that will believe in themselves. But as for creating the characters you desire to be, the proof, I'm telling you, the proof of auto-suggestion should be enough. You will and can create your own character through lives of actions if you want to be a professional fighter. You are going to need to be punched a few times. To be a great basketball player, you need to learn to dribble a ball. To be an actor, you must read the script. When you go about creating who you want to be, you are going to go through failure. Embrace the bright light behind your eyes and never doubt, never struggle, for the importance of your breath is now. I like that one. That was just a little insight of creating our characters and creating the characters that will change how we can think, creating the characters of auto-suggestion so that we can literally manifest anything we want. And because we can't just do this shit alone. As I reach over and grab the water, I hope you heard that pop. Man, it feels good to get up this early. There's nothing wrong, guys. I'm telling you should try it out. Just get up early, maybe write some good music, maybe write some good stuff down, maybe get some of your ideas out onto your notebook and see what you can do in this important time of your short life to see what passive and aggressive ideas you can get out. Because passive and aggressive, that is the triangle of a 2-minute hells. 2 minutes of hellfire to the leaders of your thoughts, your actions, and your desires. The peacefulness and the beginning of wild thoughts with the Big Bang. The knowledge that is pushes your thought boundary and allows yourself to be in eternal bliss of allowing you to challenge your own self-taught lectures. Preforming your thoughts and allowing you, the creator, to control the actions. You to control the actions that interest you. Now that you are aware of the unlimited choices, you are able to control how much stress, worry, and fear that is put into the back of your eyes. Must you know or see everything out there? Will the stress of you not being aware of the fear of missing out be the capable contract that you are looking for? What truths of inside of your melting and expanding dying conscious? Is it the prisons of fear that keeps your subconscious mind locked and uneven to fulfill the basic needs of your human becoming? Power is thought created inside of you. So the only possibility to take the full truth of your being, created to please and to take what all abundance has given unto your power. In a world with amazing amount of benefits, we can easily get lost in a mind track of not having enough. The dent or lack is a suppression brought by visual images and voices that are seen in your head and heard. Example of the suppression is a car dealer. They show thousands, hundreds of thousands of beautiful cars, while you only have one or maybe two cars. This visual oppression of lack, this fear that they put into your head, this fear of being poverty, this vision of lack, I'm telling you, is to keep you controlled in the fear that you will not have enough. Therefore, you keep yourself locked in your riskless box. Do not wait to be happy. Do not hesitate to take an opportunity that you want. For it is easy to create the option. And if you do not create the option of opportunity that will best command to your wishes, then your opportunity will be to command by the strongest fear in your life. In a knowledge drip, we went over the 6 basic fears. Actually, like 10 episodes ago, we went over 6 basic fears. But you had the ability to courageously know of the fears. Whether the fear of poverty, the fear of old age, the fear of criticism have stroken your ability to not get done what you need to do in life. Live a life created by the oppression of the oppressor and begin the oppressing process. Lack what you are not in need of and let go. Provide in the abundance of your needs and prosper the calling of the nature of its being. Provide your body with what you need and change the feeling of lack. Change the feeling of lack into a new world. A world from lack to indulgence. For if you heard this contemplation on plastic, prove your awareness. Big bang. Ooh, guys, we are already 18 minutes and 51 seconds in. Who would have thought that would happen so quick? Who would have thought that we would have been able to move this early in this morning at 3 a.m. as we call to the devil to see if he can bring our fears to us, or if our mindset is strong enough to fight the fears devils, or if the energy of the fear of failure, the fear of criticism, the fear of poverty, old age, ill health, see if the devil can hit to us today, which is actually what I have written down for us today. In our continuing series of the root system, the continuing series of making your life easy. Ooh, yes. We're going to be going over just what we talked about. Over the 6 basic fears, we're going to be going over how to get over them. And the reason I wanted to get over them is not for the thought that I have no fear, but for the knowing and realization and manifestation unto me to know that I have the ability to move on what I need to do, have the ability to destroy any inclinations of my life that would not suppress me into not being able to do what I wanted to do. But before we did that, I wanted to go over a quick little poem before I have gotten over what I've written down today. If I can even find it today. We're going to be jumping all over this book here. This book of Napoleon Hill, The Laws of Success in 16 Complete Lessons. Just believe he can do, because as we move on to this intolerable state of life, we're going to be moving. And I'm ready, actually. Let's see, what minute are we at? We're at the 20 minute mark right here. We're almost 21 minutes. So before we start this test of failure, this test of calling the devil to see if he can prove to us that the poverty is real, that prove to the devil that he can come and get us. Yeah, I like this right now. I don't know how we're going with this. It just makes sense to do this right now. So go ahead and sit back in your chairs, sit back in your walking meditation, and believe in yourself that it can be done, no matter what time of day it is, no matter what you decide to do, no matter how much humility, how much failure you have to go through. Because most people who believe themselves to be failures are not failures at all. Most conditions which people look upon as failure are nothing more than temporary defeat. Remember, you're not failing if you are trying. You are just being a little bit of temporary defeated, and maybe even more than that, you're being pushed. You're pushing your roots another inch into that 10 trillion pound rock we talk about. And we're pushing our roots deep into the knowledge of life, and we're trying to figure this shit out as our roots continue to breathe. So don't be afraid to fail, because all your failing is doing is it's pushing. Your failing is pushing your roots. It's growing your roots. Your failing is allowing your roots to simultaneously expand. Maybe it's even a centimeter. Maybe it's just an inch. But from that little centimeter, from that little inch, from that 10 feet that you grew from your failure, you're going to be able to find a little bit more water. You're going to be able to understand that the water is easily enabled for your success to grab it and to take that water with you down into your nutrient root system and start to begin to flower your pots. So let's get into this thing about temporary failure. So if you pity yourself and you feel that you are a failure, think how much worse off you would be if you had to change places with others who have real cause for complication. Columbus died. Columbus died a prisoner in chains without ever knowing that his failure meant that the discovery of the great nation which Lincoln and Wilson would help to preserve with their failures. Do not use the word failure carelessly. Remember, carrying a burdensome cross temporarily is not failure. If you have the real seed of success within you, a little adversity and temporary defeat will only serve to nurture that seed and cause it to burst forth into maturity. Now you see that where it said, ooh. Turn around and make sure the devil ain't behind you. He's coming. You can feel him. Because remember what it said right there. If you have to burden that cross temporarily, it's not failure. If you have the real seed of success within you, a little adversity and temporary defeat will only serve to nurture that seed and cause it to burst forth into maturity. When divine intelligence wants a great man, when a divine intelligence wants a great woman to render some needed service in the world, the fortunate one is tested out through some form of failure. If you are undergoing what you believe to be failure, have patience. You may be passing through your testing time. No capable executive would select as his lieutenant those whom he had not tested for reliability, loyalty, perseverance, and other essential qualities. Responsibility and all that goes with it in the way of remuneration always gravitates to the person who will not accept temporary defeat as permanent failure. The test of a man is the fight he makes, the grit that he daily shows, the way he stands on his feet and takes fate's numerous bumps and blows. A coward can smile when there's naught to fear, when nothing his progress bars. But it takes a man to stand up and cheer while some other fellows stars. It isn't the victory after all, but the fight that a brother makes. The man who driving against the wall, stands still stands up, erect, and takes the blows of fate. With his head held high, bleeding and bruised and pale, is the man who'll win in the by and by, for he isn't afraid to fail. It's the bumps you get, and the jolts you get, and the shocks that your courage stands, the hours of sorrow and vain regret, the prize that escapes your hands, that test your mettle and prove your worth. It isn't the blows you deal, but the blows you take on the good old earth that show if your stuff is real. Failure is often places one in a position where unusual effort must be forthcoming. Many a man has wrung victory from defeat, fighting with his back to the wall where he cannot retreat. Burn your bridges behind you and observe how well you work when you know that you have no retreat. And at the end of the month, you will be back completely cured of all ambition to do anything except work. Wow. Go ahead, guys. Study the roadway of life. That's what we all need to do. We just need to study the roadway of life and we'll figure that it's real fucking easy. Ooh, I like this right here. All right. Now, before we get over what I had actually written today while I was outside watching the clouds, watching the earth, watching the ants fly by, I want to read what I got into. But first, before we do that, I wanted to go over some affirmations. So we're at almost 30-minute mark now. And it's what time is it? Oh, it's 3:37 a.m. We're almost to the 30-minute mark. And the devil has not come for us yet. I thought at 3 a.m. the devil would be out here for sure, slamming doors, opening my fridges, turning the lights on and off. But I guess when you got that power, that thought, that fear power that knows that you can't control your life and that it's hard to control someone's life that has free thinking, free ability to truly believe in their ability of thinking. Oh, I like having the ability to truly believe in myself. And I hope you have the ability to truly believe in yourself, to know that you are responsible for your being, but at the same time know that you can easily conquer anything that anyone tries to hurl your way. Because your brain power is that strong. Wow. So let's go ahead and sit down in our chairs if you're sitting. If you're walking around your house pacing because you never have heard such a beautiful voice this early in the morning, then continue to pace around your house. But we're going to go over the continuous and thoughtful thought of affirmations. And I really enjoy these affirmations, so let's go ahead and get into these, and let's start manifesting our thoughts. Let's start manifesting our dreams and our actions towards what we need to do. So here we go. I am grateful for everything I have. I am constantly improving my mental stability I am conscious of my heart and the vibrations. I am willing to try my best at all times. I am familiar with the expectations I put out. I am capable of finding out my true truth. I am a fierce competitor, and everyone knows. I will not be afraid to win. I am a person that does not take for granted the ability to follow my unseen lane. I am the life I like to have. I am peaceful in my breathing. I am happy for all the trees. I am continually grateful for the purifying of this earth. I am constantly improving my human being coming. I am a thought and action master. I am continually rising above the top. I am getting green like I'm supposed to. I am the continual vision of my mind's creation. I am very truthful in myself. I am making the best of my time. I am continually making my life. I am happy with myself. I am happy to beat that creates. The very thought of an inconceivable provocation and theory behind the veil of life. As we push the boundary line, we move toward the actions of gaining knowledge, a knowledge of an everlasting truth, of what you know is what you know. Pretenders of knowledge are not all pretenders, for they only have the insight of patience, which is what we move on as we slide down our knowledge. The learning that is brought to us is a foresight. We always make an educated guess, because the only way to predict is to know what you have been educated on. Play the game of a winner and you shall stupendously become the king or the god of the game. Play the game of a non-winner and pass the misfortunes and blames to everybody but yourself. I know from experience and courageous effort of allowing your mind to decide what you want to be, you will find in extreme abundance what you think about. Think of lack and you will have an abundance of what you want to lack. Think excessive amount of money and you will get what you need. Just remember that you can think in either way, but without action you will never get what you desire. Desire to get action to win. Oh man, we're at the 32-minute mark. I don't even know if I want to get over what I had written today, just because it's about 10 pages long. And you guys know that I don't like to go over this 32-minute mark, and I feel like this has been a great little knowledge drip here at 3 a.m. just to see what would happen with our fear bubble, see what happened if we did at 3 a.m., see what would happen if we actually got up and tried something a little bit different. When you try something a little bit different, you're going to learn that your roots grow. And so actually, after all today, I decided I'm not going to go over what I had written down today. And the only reason I'm not going to go over it is because we've already hit the 33-minute mark. And I thought we'd for sure make it last a long time, but the devil was trying to slow us down. I guess he got to us today. He didn't want us to get into making your life easy. Not at least until you hit that little reward button and sign up for your monthly cost or whatever it is. Go ahead. Don't be afraid to do this author some favors. Help him out, man. We all got to work a little bit. And it's not that much. I think it's like $33 maybe for one, maybe like $7 for the other one. You can sign up for the monthly. You can sign up for the weekly. There's different ones. Go ahead and search through that. But as you know, how we like to close off our great knowledge drip here as we hit the 35-minute mark. Wow, I can't believe we made it this long. I know, actually, it's easy to believe. It's actually easy. I said believe again. It's actually easy to manifest what you're thinking. And here's the ultimate proof right here. So as this great song begins to play and call the devil for us one more time, which is today's sponsor, since we're talking about it so much, talking about the devil, the fear thought, I'm going to go over the self-confidence formula. And then I'm going to go back to sleep for a couple minutes because I don't have to be up until 5 a.m. So I'm going to go lay back down for about an hour and just close my eyes and get a little bit more rest before I got to get to the work site. So let's go ahead and go over the self-confidence formula, and then we'll call it a night. First, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, aggressive, and continuous actions towards its attainment. I realize the dominating thoughts of my mind eventually reproduce themselves in outward bodily action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my mind for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to be, by creating a mental picture of this person and then transforming that picture into reality through practical service. Hey, we actually talked about that today, once again, about creating your characters. And this is the part of the self-confidence formula. It's actually the second part, where it says right here, my mind for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to be. All right? That'd be creating your picture. That'd be creating your friends, creating yourself out there in order to get done what you need to get done. Because just one of you is not enough. 2 of you is not enough. 3 of you is pretty good. But if you can get 100,000 of you, if you can get 400,000 of you, if you can get 50 of you, if you can manifest yourself into 50 different people, you're going to easily get what you want done. That's why we talked about creating our characters. So, by creating a mental picture of this person and then transforming that picture into reality through practical service, I know that through the principle of autosuggestion, any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of realizing it. Therefore, I shall devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of the factors named in the 16 lessons on this reading course. I have clearly mapped out and written down a description of my definite purpose in life. For the coming 5 years, I have set a price on my service. For each of these 5 years, a price that I intend to earn and receive through strict application of the principle of efficient, satisfactory service, which I will render in advance. I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction which does not benefit all whom it affects. I will succeed by attracting to me the forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because I will first serve them. I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing love for all humanity, because I know that a negative attitude towards others can never bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me because I will believe in them and in myself. I will sign my name to this formula, commit it to memory, and repeat it aloud once a day with full faith that it will gradually influence my entire life so that I will become a successful and happy worker in my chosen field of endeavor. Whew. Guys, we're at 38 minutes. So congratulations. I want to say thank you to all the listeners. Thank you to all the leaders. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Now, I know you guys wanted to get into what I had written because it's about 10 pages of fear, and I know you want to know what's going on. And we're going to get into it this week because, as you know, we're going to be doing about 3 podcasts a week, 3 knowledge drips a week, and we're going to get into it ASAP. But before we get into it, I need you guys to help me out. You need to. I demand. I demand. Well, you don't have to if you don't want to, of course. I mean, continually to get this for free if you need the lessons and ideas and help in order to find your success before you can send some of the authors, some of the title persons, some of the speakers, some of that money this way. And the love of money is the root of all evil. But the reason we do the money is that we want to spread the wealth, right? You give me some of your money, I pay your bills, I pay my bills, then I give that money, and that money pays someone else's bills, and it continues on. And it continues on. And the money continues on. It continues on the back of cotton. It continues on our cotton picking lives. Because that's all money is. It's just cotton. Continually to be slave to the system. Continue to be continuing to be a cotton picker, as some would say, is a bad word. They say cotton picker is a bad word, but to be a cotton picker, you have to literally be with money, because money is like 95% cotton. Don't believe me? You can check it out on the Googles. All right, guys, go ahead and become a cotton picker yourself. Don't be afraid to write into the show at reflife32@gmail.com. If you have any questions, anything you need to be anything you want answered in the show, don't be afraid to hesitate to write in, and I will email you back. Now, will I share it on the podcast, on the knowledge drip? It depends. It depends on how much stuff I have to go over in that knowledge drip, because you know how long we like to do it, 30 minutes. But today we've easily gotten into the 40-minute mark. So, shout out to the devil. He tried to get us. No drawers were opened at 3 a.m. No lights were flickered on at 3 a.m. No thought of fear, unconsciousness, or the thought of doubt had entered my mind during this whole thing. And that was the process to see what type of mentality and strength I had to be out here at 3 a.m. to see if the devil would come. I even played the music to see if he would come. This mind's too strong for the devil to come. All right, guys, until next time. All right, ladies, until next time. This has been Wild Thoughts with your host, The Big Bang. Take it easy, enjoy your life, and make your life easy. This has been Wild Thoughts with your host, The Big Bang. And until next time, bye.